Hello, everyone. If you are catching me replay, this is probably a surprise unless you saw my community post. So last week, I was having all sorts of weird technical issues. I was on like 3 different times, and some of you guys were there trying to help me out, and I was crashing and lagging, and it was the most bizarre thing ever. So hoping that doesn't happen again tonight. We will see. Obviously, if you're seeing this, it goes okay. But yeah, so tonight is kind of a makeup for whatever the heck happened last week. So we're going to do just some fun readings tonight. But yeah, I have no idea what was going on because my husband and I tested all these lives today, and there shouldn't be any reason why that happened last week. So we are here doing it again. I think we fixed it. It was either YouTube or it was our internet service, like our actual, like not our Wi-Fi signal. We pay for super strong Wi-Fi, so I think it might have been like CenturyLink. So I apologize for last week, y'all. I do know that who was it? Somebody sent me a donation last week, so if they jump on tonight, I need to get back to them. Who was that? Somebody sent me $15, and I need to make sure they get a reading, so I'm writing myself a note. Hopefully they pop in tonight. Hi, Elena. And thank you, Yurika. So Yurika pointed out I did totally set up our members night to be tonight. And so I hope that you members, I hope it didn't screw up your plans. So tomorrow night is our members only live. So if you catch me because I screwed up, our members only lives are Tuesday nights, the last Tuesday night of every month. So if it says Monday or Wednesday, if I screwed it up, correct me. So our members only live night is tomorrow night. So if you are not a member of that tier, feel free to join so that you can join us tomorrow night. And I will say we do start our members only live nights with a little bit of homework, some psychic development homework. I think it was Jordan. Yes, it totally was Jordan. Thank you, Cheyenne. It probably, Yurika, it was totally divine intervention because I was hitting burnout big time. Took the week to really take a break, feel a lot better now. Thank you, Cheyenne. I feel like it's so bushy. Like when I don't straighten my hair, I call it Hermione hair because it's so thick. My husband calls me Hermione too. Thank you guys. Yes. So if Jordan pops in, we will make sure they get a reading. Hey, Brittany. He sent you $15 twice. Yes. And I was able to see on the back end that it only went through once. So good to know how that works. So if any of you guys accidentally send me payments, and it doesn't go through, I know now. So yeah, I just wanted to announce, it was tonight's a makeup. I do have an exciting announcement for you guys in a second. But if you do want to see, like sometimes, I'll jump on impromptu. Like I think I did book divination like 2 weeks ago. Sometimes I'll give you guys a heads up in the community part of my page. So if you have the notification bell turned on, I'm pretty sure it sends you a notification. Geez, somebody's speeding by. And so it will send you a notification, I'm pretty sure. But if not, every now and then you can just check the community tab on my site or on my channel page, and you'll be able to see if, there's any new announcements. And if you're a member too, that's where you should see member only posts. Alrighty, you guys. So yeah, member only tomorrow. If you're catching us replay, make sure to join 7 p.m. Mountain Time. You will find the link in that community page. And again, you have homework. Your homework is to bring a dream with you to our members only live, and we are all going to decode our dreams together. So I'm really excited for that tomorrow. Last announcement. Sorry, I put all these in the beginning in case you guys watch a replay. But last announcement is we are going to be doing a little bit more live readings in August. I am going to do 2 live readings a week every August. That includes our members only live. So So one of those weeks, it's technically just one. But I'm deciding to do, August is going to be a fun month where we're going to do 2 live readings a month. It won't last forever. In September, I'm going to go back to just one a month, one a week. So 2 a week. In August, September, we'll jump back to 1 a week. So yeah, look forward to that. Obviously, the first one will always be on Tuesday nights, and I'll try to give you guys a heads up on when the other one is going to be for that week. So this week, our second one is going to be on Saturday. So you're actually getting 3 live nights this week if you are a member. So yeah, 2 live nights a week for August. September, we will jump back to just one a week. Thank you, Simply Courteous. I've been working on it. And I am going to make a video kind of on this like shed. It's going to be more about like building your sacred space and like your altars. And I kind of have a bunch of little altars all around this room, and this is like my reading space, and I'm going to release a video on that. I just want to actually like finish it. And my husband, actually, this last weekend, we got a lot closer. You guys can probably see in my other videos, but whenever I'm filming over here, there's always been like a hole in the wall, and now I finally have molding up. Yay! White lady excitement. All right. White lady housewife excitement. Anyway, yay, so excited for August. I'm excited too. And then another announcement. October, and I've been planning this all year, but October, we are going to make sure that every video that comes out during October is sort of like Halloween spirit themed. I did that once last October. Last October, I did like, is the veil really thinning? And is that like a real thing? But I only did one. But every single video this October is going to be Halloween related. So let me know what you guys want to see. I don't know if I'm going to do a pick a card reading. I could do a Halloween pick a card reading, or just like for the month of October. And usually kind of how I do my videos, if you've noticed, I alternate an exercise video with like a me like talking at you, giving you advice video. So got to fill those up with some sort of spirit related something. And then I think I kind of want to do like another like spirit ghost hunt. And I was thinking sort of like the one that I did where I walked you through like my process of how to cleanse a home. So yeah, my 4 videos that I'm thinking for October, maybe a pick a card that's like Halloween themed, maybe some sort of exercise. Maybe it could be around spirits. Same with like the talking at you video. And then maybe like a ghost thing, ghost hunting. And I know Roberto, one of our other members, he's always like, more ghost hunts. So yeah, lots of exciting things planned coming your way. So obviously you guys are all subscribed, but if you're watching me replay and you're not subscribed, stick around. I am super excited to get into all of this. So let's start with tonight. Let's see. What was I going to say? I have my notes here because honestly, if I don't have notes when I'm doing live readings, I'll just blab and be random, and I'm already bad at that, even with my notes. All right, so tonight's theme. Yes! Hey, Shanna. And I don't know, I was kind of thinking about like a graveyard. I thought that would be kind of fun. I don't know. It's hard because I need somebody who has a spirit problem to like allow me to come film. So that's like why I don't do more of those videos. I wish I knew more people. Anyway. And Yurika, like literally the only reason why I want to do that pick a card reading is so that I can buy myself a Halloween deck. I also want to buy a Halloween deck because usually around Halloween time, it's like my busiest time of the year. That's like when a lot of events are going on. Obviously last year that didn't happen because it was 2020 and the pandemic, but I'm totally anticipating everything to be totally back to normal this month. In 2019, I think I had at least an event a weekend, if not 2. Thank you. Everyone's commenting on my hair, and I'm like, I could have put in more effort. It's so bushy. Thank you, though. It's funny how things that you think look bad, other people like, right? So yes, let's get into tonight's reading. I don't know about you guys. Tell me what you've been feeling, but I've been feeling like August is going to be like a reset button. Like, I just feel like the energy of like Cancer sort of leaving, and just, I feel like everybody, you can tell like online, in person, I feel like everybody's needed to take like a burnout break. They've been going through stuff and they're kind of like resurfacing and they're like ready to go again. And I feel like August is really like, it almost feels like where the year splits in half, and that's technically not where it splits in half, but it feels like when we look back at 2021, it's like there's the first part, which has been where we've been in now. And I feel like it's been such a fog, honestly, at least for me. I don't know about you guys, but it just feels like it's been, I feel like it's a leftover 2020 pandemic energy of like, we're not quite sure what's going on with the world, and therefore we're not quite sure how to like move forward. We're being very tentative. And I feel like that's been like the leftover energy up until now. And then I feel like, and I don't want to use this term, but it feels like we're getting back to normal in August. Like, that's the energy I'm intuitively feeling. It's just like, all right, everyone's like, let's get back. Obviously, I'm kind of feeling like that's mostly US. Obviously, people outside of the US, you guys might be in a different situation. But even then, it's like the energy of everyone around us. It's like, okay, let's get back to all those things that we were wanting to do ahead of time. All of these plans are finally just getting like finished, or like weddings, I feel like, are finally just like happening, and then we're moving forward to whatever was supposed to be next. Like, that's the energy that I'm feeling. And so tonight, I think I called this live stream a new start, because that's what it feels like. It feels like we're in this like new start right now. And so the cards I pulled, and I'm going to pull some more, but I literally pulled a new start is coming. This is the Moonology deck, and this is new moon. And honestly, if you guys feel like you want to set some intentions, I feel like going into the next new moon, which we just had a full moon, but going into the next new moon, maybe bring in your intentions that you want to set. I'm feeling like all my ends have gone loose and I'm free falling. Need to get it together. I'm sorry, Shanna. That's how I was like last week, and now I'm feeling a little bit more put together. I have so much going on in August. Oh no! Hopefully good stuff, Cheyenne. I've lost focus 100%. And I'm losing time. Oh no, maybe we can pull cards. Glad I'm not alone with it. I've been so stressed out on and off. Yes. And you guys, like, just learning about astrology, like, take what you will, but I just feel like the Cancer energy was just rough. Cancer is all about feeling your emotions, going deep, and it was just like a lot for a lot of us. Need a new start, absolutely. All right, so new start is coming. Sorry, can you guys hear that far away? There's like street racers that are across the river from me, but don't let your past hold you back, which is funny because I feel like that's all of your guys' comments. It's like, all the stuff that we've been going through, it's been such a mess. And I think we're being called, like, moving forward to get out of looking backwards, being in the past, moving forward, like actually setting the intention that we are going to have a new start. Because sometimes you just have to set the intention that, okay, I'm moving forward. And that's honestly enough sometimes just to help you get moving. And I'll pull some more cards on like how we can do this. Hit in the face with bugs. And then I absolutely love this. Expect powerful change. This is also like, I think this is eclipse energy. Yeah, new moon eclipse. And then I pulled new moon. I almost wonder if our next new moon is an eclipse. I have a moon calendar next to me, but it takes me like 20 minutes to read it, so I'm not gonna waste your guys' time. All right, but I want to ask how can we move into this new start energy a little bit better? And this is the group reading for everybody, and then we'll get into individual readings. And one thing I forgot to say too is with these extra live nights that I've added for the month of August, I'm probably going to try to keep myself to a shorter time every night so I'm not feeling burnout, or so I don't get burnout. So if you see me jump on live, get on quick. And try to keep it to an hour and a half. We'll see how it goes. All right. Look at how perfect. How can we do this? by being in the present, by being here and now. I love this card every time I pull it. This is the past, and this is and we want to say it right in the middle, right in the present moment. So if you're unfamiliar with like being present, or you feel like you can't do that, you're so stuck on like my to-do list that's coming up, or just all the stressful things that I've ticked off on my list that, you know, I'm replaying over and over again in my mind. Being present can be mindfulness. It can be stopping and being aware of your every moment. My guides are also saying it's like simplifying your calendar, get rid of the things that are no longer needed. But I totally understand that sometimes like we need to keep those things in our agenda, and we just like we can't get rid of them. And I think what we can do instead is make sure that we are scheduling the downtime that we need in between. So like I'm like specifically thinking of you, Cheyenne, but it's like when you have so much going on, and making sure that, okay, like Thursday night is my only free night this week, making sure that you're actually like taking a bath, like watching TV, whatever it is, like journaling, whatever it is that you need to like decompress and reset, and be strict about bedtimes. I'm hearing for some of you guys. I need to get a chair that doesn't make weird noises when I sit in it. Okay, and then what was my question? How can we bring about this start a little bit better? And I pulled the Truth Be Told card. I feel like this is opening up, because this little owl, this is like using your intuition to understand the things that you need to let go of. I'm hearing that for some of you, it might be just purely like vulnerability in your relationships, vulnerability around your boundaries. Like this could even be in work, like saying, I am taking on too much. Can I please delegate some of this to someone else? I'm hearing Leo energy, which is like funny because we're going into Leo season. Leo energy of just like saying what you need and not feeling so ashamed of it. And I think if we move forward with that energy, we're going to realize how easy it was to like set those boundaries. And we're going to be like, oh, that wasn't so bad. I'm going to turn this down. It's super bright. I'm like Snow White over here. The song comes in my head, Steve Miller Band, time keeps on slipping into the future. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. I definitely need to be strict about bedtime. Oh, I'm the worst at it. Don't get me wrong. Bedtime, that's for me. Look at all of you guys. Bedtime. Leo, new moon next. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm working on releasing the shame part of it. Yes. I feel like I heard a quote recently. It's like, if things are coming up in life, if you add a layer of like shaming yourself or feeling guilty or feeling like worried, that doesn't make it any better. Like especially if you have to like deal with it and like make something happen, you might as well try to make it happen and take care of yourself at the same time. Sup, Lauren? Hey, LR Evans. So I'm so sorry. No, it's Luke. I just popped onto Luke's live readings. I feel like it was like a couple weeks ago, but he actually wrote a book and was giving out live readings. And it was one of those, like, I was looking for guidance and I was online just trying to like find a live psychic. And it's so funny when you do that because you'll just meet new people. And so I really enjoyed your readings. And I apologize, Luke, if I was like all up in your business and being like, people need to treat Luke better, because everyone was being so mean and it was bothering me. And I was like being all like protective. Anyway, releasing shame is hard. I'm still dealing with things from years ago. They'll randomly pop up. I have had a bad habit of guilting myself. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if some of that comes up, because when group readings happen, I find that a lot of the messages resonate with more than one person, and Spirit likes to work that way. All right, and so the last kind of group reading that I'm doing for everybody of how can we bring in this fresh new start? I pulled the All That Glitters card. And I'm sort of feeling like from this, and I read my cards intuitively, because I know this card is like about not being distracted by the shiny objects. And I'm sort of being told that you guys have a good handle on that. I think we've been distracted by the shiny objects the last couple of like weeks, possibly even months. And we've all come to this realization of like, all right, I need to surrender. I need to let go. I can't keep like trying to force this to happen. And because of that, you're in this great spot of being able to look at everything that glitters and be appreciative for it. Like, I feel like this card is like gratitude, being grateful for what you have in the moment. And that totally makes sense with like a new start, because sometimes when we're so focused on the future and what we want and what we desire, we're really living in that future and we're not being grateful for what we have, because desire is like a form of lack, if that makes sense. And not that you can't desire things, but if we're constantly living in it, then it's really hard to see what we have in front of us, if that makes sense. They're telling me to pull more cards. Normally I don't go this long on the group reading, but I think people need to hear this. So, okay. And I didn't even ask a question. I'm pulling cards and I'm hearing them talk to me at the same time. I'm clairaudient. So spark, finding your spark, wish you weren't so darn bright, finding something that lights you up. And I feel like this is going to really help bring about this new start. And it's not even that it's like related, like if you're trying to like manifest more money or, you know, a better relationship, this just gets you in the zone of like feeling so connected to yourself. I'm hearing your inner child as well. There's even little fairies on here. But it's like when you indulge in the things that make you happy, you end up putting out an energy that's a lot higher vibe. And because of it, you attract a lot better things. And I'm supposed to encourage you all that you can do it. This is the encouragement card. I'm hearing that it's as simple as saying, I'm ready. And maybe even like putting some sort of affirmation in your phone. I'm literally thinking of Denise Duffield Thomas's one, and she says like, I'm ready for, what is it? I'm ready for change, and I'm ready now. Or I'm ready for the next step. Crap. I should know it, but something of that sense. They're saying like it's as simple as an affirmation. Awesome. I'm sure we'll dive more into this with our individual readings, but that is sort of the group reading. And remember, if you ever miss me not being live, I always do that group reading and set the intention that it's for anybody, both replay or live. So hopefully you can still get something out of it. What's her face jumped in? Jordan, are you here? Jordan sent me a donation last time when we were trying to go live, and I was having all sorts of crashing issues. I don't think they are in here. Took a long time for me to come to that point. I'm a neurotic, panicky person. Totally know what you mean. I feel like I'm starting to finally explore the fact that like, oh, I have anxiety. Maybe I should like learn about that and like handle it and deal with it. I'm just now seeing all of Luke's messages that being in depression lately, so inner child. Yeah, I've been drawn to like lots of inner child work, and I will give you guys a tip. I freaking love Chloe Taylor. Like I feel like if I could do like a vlog with her one day, like that would just like be my dream. But she does pick a card readings online, but she just like is super knowledgeable about psychology and the things that she talks about. And she talks about like inner child. If one of the things that you want to do to bring out your inner child is to treat yourself like you're sick and you're staying home from school. Like, what would you be doing if you were sick at home? And it's like usually you're watching cartoons, you're sleeping all day, you're in your PJs, like your mom is serving you food probably. And so she talks about that being like one to bring out her inner child. I think also just like getting into some of the things that you used to do definitely brings out your inner child. Does anyone else play Sims? That brings out my inner child. Anyway, there's lots of different things you can do around that. And you can even pull a card like, what would bring out my inner child? So I'm ready. Panicking lately about moving away from my family. Oh, I totally feel ya. I'm living so that I forgot what makes me happy. I feel so frustrated that sometimes I want to keep my brain out of my body. Oh, Prithvi, I feel you, girl. I feel you. I feel you. I feel like the whole dark night of the soul has been really resonating with me lately, and I'm kind of coming out of it, and I probably will share things around that in the future. And, honestly, like, side note, when I make things on my channel, usually it comes from a place of like what I'm going through, and I share it, in the hopes that maybe it'll help some of you through it. So it's always like, it might not be the perfect timing for other people, but you never know if you might come across an old video of mine and, I'm giving advice about this or that, and it really just like resonates. So yeah, guys, let's get into individual readings. So how I do my individual readings is if you send me a donation, obviously I will get to you first. If you don't want to send a donation, we do guessing games. And the intention here is that I am leaving it open for you guys to possibly have the chance to get a reading. And I sort of set the intention that whoever needs it the most will receive it. And it also forces you guys to practice your psychic abilities. So I'm just going to start right now. I'm thinking of a color. If you can think of the color that I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. So try to connect with me. What color am I sending out? And then guess and throw it up in the chat. And whoever gets it gets the reading. That's what I feel like it meant for me personally. Healing your inner child. Awesome. Pink. Nobody's gotten it right yet. Ooh, some people are close. I'm thinking of a color. If you can guess the color, then you get the reading. And I'm looking for Jordan every now and then. My eyes are playing tricks on me. I keep thinking somebody guesses it. Gold! Eureka! Bam! I feel like if Eureka's in here, sometimes she's so connected that, like, everyone's like, gosh dang it, Eureka. Not really. Just teasing. Eureka, let me know what question you have, and I will pull a card. I like your Cupid's lawyer. I love your handle. I wonder what Cupid's lawyer would be like. I feel like he would have a lot of problems. A lot of complaints. And just a reminder, if you're jumping in live right now, normally I go live once a week, but this week and August, I am doing 2 lives a week. So we're having a live celebration in August. September, I'll go back to my normal, like, once a week. And then October, we are going to have a bunch of Halloween-themed videos. Let me know what you guys want to see. You're going to throw us some tips, sis. She won fair and square. She totally did. I started a new part-time job, but my boss seems to not like me. Ooh, that's always fun. What do I need to know / what can I do about it? Okay. I want to pull these cards for you. So part of my inner child healing is by surrounding myself with a bunch of inner child stuff. You can see my Barbies right there. And I have my Ariel snow globe, and I've got my Totoro stuffed animals. Alrighty. I'm getting your cup first, like, before I even pull the cards intuitively. I feel like there's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. Like, I feel like they are just, yeah. Like, I feel like no matter what you do, they treat everyone that's new the same. It's kind of like the issue. Spirit of place, I feel like this place has dampened their spirits and they don't even enjoy being there. And so anyone that comes in with new energy that's like even the slightest bit fresh, he or she is just like, ugh. It's like they want to, like, destroy it. I think they have a lot of issues. I pulled Heal the Ouch. I think they have a lot of issues also around, like, their job and their work that they're not going through, and it's just easier for them to like take it out on other people. So I think your guides want you to know that, because then at least you know why. But like intuitively, as far as like what you can do, like I'm just hearing like keep your distance, which is like not the most fun. What can you do about it? Like if anything, like I'm hearing like sympathize about the things that like if he or she ever like opens up about like, oh, this is so frustrating, you know, or like they complain, look at all these bugs. Oh Jesus. Okay. There's this big ass moth like right in front of my face. I didn't even see it. It scared the crap out of me. Anyway, if there's anything else that you can do, sorry guys, it's a bad thing about being in this shed. If I turn on the AC unit, it's like a truck in here. But yeah, sympathizing with him or her about the stresses will like make them at least feel heard and make them feel like you're on their side. But it's almost like they just don't have the know-how of like how to deal with it. So like even if you can teach by example of like, and this is all kind of like intuitive what I'm getting of like showing them that like the first couple times it can be like oh yeah, I totally understand, I agree, that's stressful. And then the next couple times it could be like, oh yeah, but you know, maybe if you think about it this way, or you know, maybe if you move forward like and you don't stress out about it. Like I'm phrasing these wrong, but it's like showing them gently how to handle their own stress in a better way. Like that's probably about the only thing you can do other than like keeping your distance. Fair enough on your assessment. He makes fun of you, tells me you're bad at your job, but won't fire me. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Erica. That's awful. I would, again, keep that distance and then wait for those opportune moments where he confides in you, because that might be an opening for sure. I hope it gets better. I'm sorry. Thank you, Lunchbox. Okay, so Lunchbox, I just applied for a job and got it. Now you hate it and you're torn. What do you think the lesson was? Ooh, that's a great question. I'm going to pull from my Moonology deck. So I pulled the card and it says show the world the real you. It's funny because this is the full moon in Aquarius, which is like literally what we just had. And so maybe Lunchbox, I'm feeling like what happened was this was like a law of attraction sort of like mistake. Like maybe you went into it thinking, all right, I need this new job for X reasons, but it's not the reasons that were going to keep you around. And so like maybe you attracted it because you were putting out the energy of like, I need more money, or, you know, whatever it is that's like not how you are now. And so there's like two opposing versions. There's who you, or what your intentions were when you applied, and what your intentions are now, and they don't match up. And so because of that, it's like the job no longer like fits your energy, if that makes sense. So you weren't being the real version of yourself when like you applied, if that makes sense. And so now it's been a lesson of, oh crap, well, I got into this, I attracted it, I went for it, and now I'm realizing I didn't want it. And it's not what I want. So I feel like it's a lesson of, in the future, making sure that you are attracting and manifesting things that you actually want long term. I'm just going to see if there's anything else. I pulled the deep knowing card. Like you knew at some level that this just like wasn't going to work out, and maybe you ignored those signs. Oh no, don't get laggy. Oh, please don't get laggy. I had to get off last week because I was so laggy. I hope it doesn't crash. Shit. It's like doing the same thing again. Anyway, I wonder if it's an overheating issue. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Let me just check my phone. Okay, maybe not. I feel like I'm like, don't touch my computer. Okay, anyway, sorry. Hey guys, if you're just jumping in, I'm just reading Lunchbox's question. I feel like I'm just getting confirmation. I pulled the tribe card in reverse, so this is like a situation or people or a job that you got yourself into that doesn't match your energy. You know, you want like a group of friends or people or the people that you're around to be good for you, to make you better. And I feel like that's like what didn't happen. I'm so scared about this. No, it's gonna work. Help me set the intention. It's gonna work. Look at that, it already spit up. Okay. It's probably, you guys probably can't see what I'm seeing, but I'm getting like this motion blur. Lauryn's a weird question that I haven't answered to Lunchbox's question. Gasp. Oh, thank you for asking, Silly Rabbit. Like, I find it kind of like a little bit rude when people come in and like read other people. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I would always ask permission. You can always say, hey, Lunchbox, can I give you my opinion? And then they can say yes or no. I used to set that as like a rule, but people stopped following it, and then I just like gave up. Anyway. Hey, Shanna, thank you. You're number one. Oh, thank you. Shanna, did you have a question? Hey, Sarah, this is very synchronistic and funny to me as I've literally been watching your content today and I literally just found you. Isn't that funny? And Sarah, what's funny about that too? Oh my gosh, there's that moth. I should look up moth animal guide, a moth spirit animal, because that's definitely a message for us. But yeah, it's funny too, Sarah, because this is not my normal live night. Normally I'm live on Tuesday nights only. So that's funny. And again, guys, if you're just joining me, August is going to be a fun month because we're going to be doing 2 live readings a week. We're getting normal during September. But I'm very, very excited about doing that. And tomorrow's live reading is not going to be like for everyone. That's going to be members only. So the last Tuesday of the month is our member only live night. And you can join that. Like, it's $5 to get in. And that's like you click the blue join button on my page, and that's how you can join us for the live nights. Alrighty. Very cool to see you going live. I know I'm probably not as well put together as some of my other videos. I kind of look like a hobo sometimes, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to set a standard I can't keep to. Thank you, Luke. I stay so busy between work and home. Finding time to do what I enjoy is tough. There's so many things I enjoy. When I do get time, it's hard to decide what I should be focusing on. I totally feel you there. Does my team have any info on what I should be focusing my free time, my me time on? There's a couple creative things I enjoy. There's a couple learning things that I want to focus on. All right, let's pull these cards. Hi, Risa. Yes. So anybody that donates, I kind of bump them up to the top of my list. And then if, I've caught up on donations, then we do a free guessing games. So that's kind of how I structure my nights. And I'm curious, how did you guys like my most recent video? I know it was more aimed at intuitive workers, so I know it might not have applied to anybody, but I'm curious if, even if it didn't apply to you, if you enjoyed it. Oh, that one came out. Well, we know that. It's like fork in the road. Fork in the road with your free time. Why are they all falling out right now? I think that's your energy. It's like, you're like, I don't know. I'm hearing, before I even pull a card, finding your why. It almost feels like having goals, like having personal goals in life. And because you don't quite have like necessarily like long-term goals for yourself, it's like you don't quite know how to fill that free time. And those long-term goals can be as simple as like, I want to sleep better, or I want to start a business, or that's getting into like work stuff. But I want to learn, like, to me, like recently I've been very curious about learning about like witchcraft and stuff. And so like I'm taking my personal free time to explore it in a way that I'm curious, I'm having fun with it. I'm not approaching it like a work thing, but it's because like my long-term goal is I want to be more connected with myself and have more free time. And for some reason, this keeps like popping up. So it feels like, Shanna, it's like, I think that's why you can't like pick one thing. It's like, well, should I do watercolor? Should I learn to surfboard? Should I learn to do this? And I think it's because there's no like long and I don't even say, I don't want to say long-term, because you can set short-term stuff. And again, it doesn't need to be like these huge things like, oh, I need to learn how to play the piano or become a singer. It's just like fun little personal goals that you want. And so maybe self-care is a personal goal. And then I think that will influence what you decide to do with that free time, because then you'll decide to, I don't know, focus on dreaming and learn about dreaming, or learn about herbs that help you sleep. I'm bad at coming up with examples. Thank you, Risa. I'll get to you in a second. I think I'm too chicken to go for my long-term goal, but I'm learning about it. Oh, baby steps, Shanna. Like, if I am evidence of that at all, I've been working at this intuitive work for so long, and I feel like I'm still just like inching along. But, you know, to an outsider who's just beginning, they're probably like, oh my gosh, she's so far. But sometimes you just have to take small steps. Like, you have so much time. I'm just bumping down to Shanna's comments. What you're saying makes perfect sense. Okay, let me actually pull some cards just to make sure. There's not. Shut up. Look at that. I just pulled the Y card, the question mark. Like, this was the exact card I was thinking about. I love when that happens. So just confirming what I said. One more card for Shanna. Hold your vision. That's bizarre. Like, I know I'm a psychic and I know I do readings, but sometimes I'm like, I'm psychic? Hold your vision. And I think that's, again, that intention. You know, what is it that you're wanting to have an intention about? And I really want to stress the, like, don't burn yourself out part, because sometimes we equate like personal goals with like having to be like super crazy going after them, and it can just be like way too tough on ourselves. And that's, again, when you hit that burnout, which you don't want. Oops. I wanted the money, but not the job. I think I do see what you mean. And I get it, Lunchbox. Sometimes we have to do, and I think there's no shame in like being at a job that like you have to pay the bills, and that's okay. It's just, you know, a realization of that. And then moving forward, when you're manifesting the next thing, it's like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. I'm inspired to do it live tonight, so I'm going to go for now, but I love your energy. I'm subscribed too, so catch you next time. Awesome! Thank you, Luke, if you're not already gone. See you next time. We have a very small, cute members-only live community. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm down for any thoughts from the gallery, too. Sarah, that's so funny that you said the thing about butterflies. Butterflies are just, like, coming up, like, for me. Every day, multiple times a day. I even found like this chick on TikTok. She calls herself like Butterfly Mama, and she's just got like hordes of butterflies that she like hatches and feeds and grows. It's crazy. I got goosebumps when you mentioned the moth. Oh yeah, she is somewhere. He's hanging out. Alrighty. Okay, Risa, any guidance for me at this time? Thank you so much. Thank you, Risa. Oh my gosh. I can't not have this AC on. It's so toasty. I'm looking forward to winter when I can be doing live readings in here and not be like so hot. Maybe it was a poor choice to do twice the amount of live readings in August, which is like the hottest month where I live. We'll figure it out. Ooh, okay. So, Risa, I pulled the Time to Go card, and then the Truth Be Told card in reverse. So there's something in your life that needs to go. There's something, and it could be small, it could be big, but something is, and when I pull the Truth Be Told card in reverse, it's kind of like, what are you ignoring? What are you, don't interrupt me, Light. It's kind of like, what are you maybe lying to yourself or not being honest to yourself about? What needs to be let go of? Maybe it's a relationship. I'm kind of leaning towards that. Maybe it's like a friendship or something. It's like letting go. Okay, they're telling me to lean into an experience that I had. It feels like you are giving a lot to somebody and they are not giving back. In fact, they're actually making you feel crappier for not giving more. I hope this resonates, Risa. Just gonna bump down here in case she says anything. But yeah, something needs to be let go of. I feel like you might be like weighing a few different things, or like, oh, what could she be talking about? So I'm gonna ask for one more clarification card. Like, what are we talking about here? I pulled the not for you card. There's something you need to let go of, Risa. Something's not for you. Any more clarity here? The end of a tough cycle approaches. So at least have some faith that this matter will be solved eventually. Or not eventually, like pretty soon. I'm pulling all of like the basically like the same energy cards. Coming to the edge is about being brave. And I think that's what you're being called to do right now. It's really scary for you to sort of move forward into this and be like, I have to let this go. I know I do, but it's scary. And there's a lot of like consequences and like what ifs that are playing through your mind. But just know that at the end of the day, it's like your energy matters more because you're giving so much to this thing. It could be a job, person, relationship, but they are not only not giving back, but demanding more of you. And that's just like too much of that. I don't like it. And usually when you donate a little bit more, I pull a few more cards and do a little bit longer. It's time to take action. Time to take action. Awesome. Thank you. I hope she might have popped out, but hopefully she can catch the replay if she just jumped in. You know, I'm still feeling like one more card. Because I feel like the question you're going to ask me is like, well, how do I go about doing this? You have the strength. You're strong. You can do it. You can do it, Risa. Lean on your inner strength. Absolutely. Yurika, hey, Lauryn, I completed your course, and at the end there was an option for consultation. Heck yes. So in part 3, Yurika, there is like a discount code to set up like a one-on-one consult with me if you want to use it. Like you don't have to, but it's like purely just like a, you know, where are you at with your psychic abilities? What could you still need help on? And it's like me part coaching, part like giving you a reading on your psychic abilities. So if you go to your Udemy course in that part 3, you'll see the discount code, and then you can go to my website and you can see, because anybody can book a consulting session with me. That's I think it's like 30 minutes or maybe it's an hour, but and you can book a consulting session with me, and then anybody can do that. You learn about your psychic abilities, and I kind of help you and kind of tailor some exercises for you for whatever you're going through. Because I was an actual coach at the psychic program that I went to. Like after I graduated from it, I coached the next round of students. So I do have a lot of experience like coaching people both in person and online. So I will tailor whatever that consult looks like for you and where you're at with your psychic abilities. So yeah. There's a few things I dream of doing long term, but I don't see them as ever being my reality. It's okay. It can be for fun, Shanna. Like I think a lot of like how we feel like in America is like, you know, if you're going to do something, you have to do it and then make it like you have to master it and like make it your job, and then you have to make money off of it. And it's like you can do it for fun. You can just do it for you. Lauryn, I tried meditating, but I'm just not able to shut off my mind. How do you do it? Ugh. Frisbee, honestly, sometimes like meditation just doesn't work for me. I would try some of the other exercises on my channel. Sometimes automatic writing works way better for me because it's like you can let all of that mind thought just kind of come out on the page, and you're channeling it into something else. You can also try automatic drawing. These are kind of like my go-to ones. And then I also recommend shamanic journeying. And I have a video on all of those. So maybe just try something else, because meditation, sometimes it just doesn't work in a moment, and that's okay. So that's why I'm like all about teaching you all the tools. I was waiting for your response. She's probably gone, or he's probably gone now, but catch you later, Luke. Grow a set. Oh, that's great advice, Cheyenne. Yeah, definitely just a routine, because you have to, before you give up on it, you have to like be honest with yourself. Like, are you putting in the time to do it? Another thing, try guided meditation. Sometimes doing a meditation led by somebody else can be more helpful than trying to do it yourself. Mama Odie's a membership, or a member. Yay! So Mama Odie is now part of Member Only Live. So she's going to join us tomorrow. If anyone else wants to join us, we're going to do live readings. It's member only on the last Tuesday of the month. I'm so excited. You've been seeing butterflies nonstop. Also, that's crazy. I love when we get those signs. Silly rabbit. That's how I started. That's how I started as an animal communicator, staring at animals and being like, I'm going to send you messages. That's exactly how I started when I was like a little kid. That's so funny. Hello, fear this chick. I was reading that it is like feathers. You can do it, Risa. I need to get better at not reading all the comments, but I feel so left out when I don't read the comments. Squirrels. Yeah, anytime you see animals just out of the ordinary, maybe there's a lot of them, maybe they're doing something weird, definitely like look up the spirit animal message that it could be. That reminds me of an ESP game I played with my grandma in the 80s. What was I talking about? I forgot. You're welcome, Yurka. I wonder, let me know what was confusing about it, because if you found it confusing, maybe other people found it confusing. Brittany, 1111. I've been seeing 1111 every single 1111 for the last couple of days. And this time I'm like, okay, you're trying to beat me over the head with 1111. Like, what am I missing? And this is something great that you can do, because I usually associate 1111 with like, think about what you want, not what you don't want. So like I think about like law of attraction. But then I asked, okay, you're trying to communicate something else here, right? And my guides were like, yes, we have an added meaning now. Oh my gosh, these bugs are crazy. Shoe fly. And I pulled a card on it, and I said, what else does this mean? And what did it mean? It was like talking about surrender, which is like something I'm totally going through right now. And I feel like I'm coming out of it, and I'm finally like understanding what surrender sort of ish means. But sometimes you can do that when you see numbers. You can be like, what does it mean? Pull a card. Thank you, Prithvi. All right. I feel so stuck and tired. I need to make an effort to make me happy, but I just don't know what to do. I want a miracle in my life. Is there any spirit guide who can really help me? And how can I connect? Let's see. I need for my reference, because I have a lot of people in India that follow me. What time is it there, by the way? Okay. So like 400 rupees is like, and is it rupees, right? Is like $5. Okay. I feel like you just need a full energy shakeup, Prithvi. Like if you could get like a Reiki session, like really indulge in like some sort of like energetic like tune-up, if you've ever had like Reiki, or something that like paint. Like I feel like really like being luxurious and going to like do something else. And like I feel like pressing the reset button on everything, Prithvi, like literally like reorganize your home, move your furniture around, like declutter both your physical space and your mental space. Set up a new routine is like what I'm hearing. You just need like a new start. Like, even if you could like move, you need to like physically change your surroundings to start something else. And the routine, like, if you might have a good routine as is, but if there's any way you can just change it up and like do things at a different time in the day, it's like, I think that would help so much. It's like you need to move from like what used to be your life and into this new phase, and sometimes that doesn't quite match on our outer world, and that can drag us back in. And I feel like that's what's happening with you, is like up here you're ready for change, but everything else feels the same as what it was before, and therefore you're just like, it's like it drag like I can only describe it as like it drags your energy back into the old. And just know that you're rebuilding right now. Like you're rebuilding your foundation, and it's okay for things to feel off. I pulled the Y card again, Prisby, and maybe that's why you're feeling also a little lost. I feel like there's a few people in here tonight. If you're feeling lost and like you just don't have a purpose and you don't know what's supposed to be next, sometimes asking like, well, why am I living? Like, why am I choosing to get up each day? And sometimes we might not have an answer to that. And sometimes asking ourselves that question can really help us realize, oh, I don't have goals, or I don't have like something that's like exciting me or getting me up at the end of the day. And I feel like, Prisby, you're hanging on to your old why. You're hanging on to, and I will say for everyone else that's listening, I've given Prisby a private reading, so I kind of know her situation. And I just want to like preface that. Because I have context of like what was going on in her life. But I feel like it's like you're still trying to make that old goal fit into your new life. And it's not that you can't have that goal anymore. It just needs to look different. And like chopping wood, this is literally like a broom and a bucket. It's like I'm getting like clean house, literally physically, the big one. If you can, like, literally rearrange your furniture if you can't move. Anything else for Prisby? I did get a personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. That was recently. Oh no! It's okay. He's suffocating under his blanket. Poor guy. I'm part babysitting right now because my husband's coming home late, but I know he'll fall right back asleep. My baby boy is an amazing sleeper. I'm so lucky. Anyway, okay. I'm going to keep my eye on him. Yep, already sleep. All right. Personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. I feel like what I'm getting from this Prisby is like the worst of it has just happened. Like just happened. It's only going to get better from here. Okay, I'm going to have to deal with the bugs because I'm so sweaty right now. Thank you, Prisby. I hate every time I try to scroll down, it like auto goes to the bottom. That's not American. What kind of money currency? I think it's the Indian rupee, right? I swear my dog was human in a past life. That definitely happens. I did a private reading for somebody last week, and I totally felt that with their dog. Hello, host and chatters. Hi, Sharon. Or Sheraton. 8:46 a.m. Okay, so you're almost like exactly like 12 hours ahead of me. Charged some water in the full moon the other night, and I've been sipping it every day. Heck yes! Oh my gosh. I don't know what to do about these dogs. Yeah, I've been doing a water ritual as well. I'm so excited about it. Thank you, Christopher. Christopher is now a member. Whoop, whoop. Ooh, yeah. I am not like a Reiki practitioner myself anymore. I've done Reiki, but definitely not like I don't do it anymore for people, but Reiki can be it's such an energetic reset. You can both walk out of a Reiki session feeling charged and ready to go, and like so rested. It's like this bizarre mix of feeling like super rested and calm, but feeling like super energized at the same time. At least that's how I feel it. I should specify that it probably feels different for everybody, but all right. Thank you, Mila. Will my ex Diamond, oh my gosh, reach out to me? These bugs, sorry, are just like all up in my grill. Okay, I need to deal with this some other way. All right, I'm gonna turn on my AC unit. It's gonna be loud. I apologize, but I'm gonna die otherwise. Okay. Tell me if it gets so loud to the point that you guys can't hear me, because I will shut it off. But you hear that? Like a freaking freight train. I'm so worried. Tell me if it's too loud. You have to remember, someone surrounded by a ton of insects and creepy crawlers is likely to be possessed. I don't think so. What is my purpose here? Oh, baby! I know he's already won. Crazy. You're welcome, Prisby. My baby boy is going to be 11 in October. Oh my gosh. Hello, Nini. Oh, look at you guys all sharing your cute babies. That's true, Shanna. That definitely happens with Reiki. Like, it can totally release blocks. You can barely hear it. Oh my gosh. And here I am just like sweating and stressing out about it. All right. Sorry. Mila, sorry. Will my ex Diamond reach out? I'm getting intuitively, like right now, it feels like if they do, it's going to be like a friendly, like, hey, let's hang out and maybe go get a drink. Like, not in like it's going to be like a little bit misleading, but it's going to be them just trying to see if they could reestablish a relationship. I'm almost getting like it totally depends on how that night goes, or day, like even if you go out to lunch or just like hang out for like 2 seconds. I feel like if it's awkward and weird, they'll probably like never reach out again. But it feels like if it is going to happen, it's going to be like more spur of the moment decision. Like, oh, I really miss Mila, but obviously I don't want to be in a relationship, but maybe we can just like go hang out again. And I feel like if they do reach out, it's because they're not in the best place. They're living in the past. And I think that's important to know, because sometimes people do reach out and give you false hope when they're in a bad place. And that's not always the best place that we want to meet another person in. You know what I mean? And then I pulled the flexible card in reverse. I'm trying to think. So what does this mean? I think this is going into your past relationship of them not being very flexible. And I don't think they've changed. And I think that's also important for you to know. Because, maybe I think underlying your hope is that, your ex might reach out to you. So then maybe you could rekindle that relationship. But they haven't changed. Anything else for Mila? My cousin is coming in. Your commitment is being tested, Mila. Definitely like energy around like your guides are like, do you really want this relationship? Are you sure? Because we don't think so. But there's a reason why you're wishing for something about it that you miss. And they really want you to stay firm in your boundaries of like, what you're not okay with. Thank you, Mila. Right. Let's see. Thank you, James. It's so funny in my analytics because, like, I feel like 90% of my followers are female, but I have, like, a very small percentage of dudes. And I feel like all the dudes are members, which is kind of funny. I'm glad you guys are here. Let's see. So, welcome, James. James is a member. Oh, he's a member of the Members Only Live videos. Woohoo! Man, we're going to have a much bigger Members Only Live tomorrow night. I'm excited. We'll see you tomorrow. I am working on lots of rearranging my space in life. Go away. My oldest will be 30. Oh my gosh. That's about my age. I'm almost 30. I'll be 30 in February. Yurka's a Reiki master. I know. That's about the only place I use Reiki is on myself, my pets, and my son when he was like a little baby. And he was like crying. I was like, maybe this will make him sleep. Oh no, Sheridan, I'm sorry. I hope there's not too much of a delay. You're welcome, Mila. All right, Silly Rabbit. Does Spirit have any guidance in regards to the recent upgrades I want to make in my life? Home, appearance, and job. Do they support all these expenses? It's like, does your bank account support it all? I feel like that's like them joking, like, we don't care, but can you pay for it? They're like, it's your money. I'm hearing like, and with that, it's like just to make sure you can afford it. Like if you need to space it out, do it. I'm just going to pull one card for each. Like I feel like not doing these things isn't going to necessarily help you. But I feel the same way about doing them. They're not necessarily going to help you. And I'm going back to that like why card of like maybe just have one more sit down and ask, why am I wanting to do this? And making sure that it's coming from a positive place. But again, I feel like if you do it or you don't do it, you'll sort of be in the same place. But it might give you like a confidence boost is sort of what I'm hearing. So as far as the home stuff, I feel like it's going to be very difficult. Like there's a lot that you're going to have to do. And it might be more work than is worth it. With your appearance, I feel like there might be some disappointment there. Like you might be trying to push and push to make something happen. And just understand to be flexible there. Like it might take a little bit more time, or it might not look exactly like how you envisioned. But as long as you're like aware of that going in and not trying to like fight it, I think it'll be okay. And then job. I feel like the timing is off for the job because I pulled this in reverse. And it's nothing about the job itself. Like, I don't think it's like a bad decision. I think what it is like just the timing of it is not the best. Yeah. And so I pulled like one overall card. Meditate and contemplate. I don't think they're inherently bad ideas, but it's kind of like the purpose behind it maybe is the issue. I want to pull one more for you. Silly Rabbit. I always want to say tricks are for kids. Surrender. Ah! No, I just dropped them all everywhere. Surrender to the divine. And I'm asking, like, well, let me pick these up and. Such a mess. Because I think, surrendering is like, it's about asking yourself, what do I really want? And then saying, do I really need it? and letting go of like the timing of it. Because I feel like you can still have what you want. Sometimes we just get so caught up in like how it has to happen. And I feel like that's kind of like the message there, silly rabbit. Sorry. I'm just like really good at just like throwing my cards up in there and just losing them all. When was full moon in Cancer, by the way? It was not our most recent full moon, but the one before that. Hi, helping hand. I was told a very long time ago that I was not meant for having a spouse, significant other. Do spirits have any thoughts on this? Ooh, Mama Odie, it's so funny because when I was learning how to be psychic, and I went to the Aspen program for psychic development, I wasn't the only one there. Like, there was a ton of students. And, of course, we all practiced on each other. And one of the readings that one of the women gave me was she told me that my boyfriend, who's now my husband, we would not last. And it always stuck in the back of my mind. And it just, like, bothered me, and I could never, ever let it go. And I've come to understand that what she was picking up on was that we would have a lot of like butting head moments and a lot of moments like where we hit rock bottom in our relationship, but we always came back from it and we always like made it better. And it was like our choice to make it better. And I feel like that story might help. And I think the point being was like she had personal judgments about me, and so she just took a bit of information and then assumed. But she didn't get the full picture. And so I feel like that's maybe similar to you. I don't think so, silly rabbit. I think it's just like, just give it one more night to think about. Like, sleep on it one more night. Yay, Eureka! I'm so happy. You'll have to tell me if you like the workbook and the 90-day cards. Waiting for it to ship to Japan. Yeah, I think literally Karen, the one that wrote both, that is my mentor, I'm pretty sure she buys them in bulk and then ships them out. So it might be a little bit longer of a shipping process, but I love knowing that it's personal and it's from somebody like that I actually know. Anything to be aware of? No. I would just be very curious to see like your journey with it. You'll have to keep me in touch. Oh, Mama Odie, you sent a donation for that. Let me keep going into it. So yeah, I feel like Mama Odie, partly some of that is like a bad reading. Like maybe they had some of it right. Maybe they had that you would struggle to have a significant other a lot. That doesn't mean it's like gonna be a thing. Like I'm hearing like you can totally decide if you want it to be a thing. But I think what they were picking up on is like you might prefer it. It's almost like I feel like if you got into a relationship, it might be more trouble than it's worth. I feel like you just operate so well now being alone, but let's ask. Yeah, I pulled the co-creation card, which is basically the same thing of like, well, we're the universe, whatever you want, you tell us, and like put in your order and we'll help, deliver it. We'll meet you halfway. You have to put in a little bit of effort by believing or by at least setting your intention and explaining what you want. And then you could have this relationship. But right now you've never co-created with the universe to attract a relationship. Or maybe you have and just like you haven't believed in it. I feel like the belief is like the biggest part. And literally, it could even be this reading that's blocking you because you feel like, oh, well, I'm not destined for it. I think the only other card that I pulled was the building blocks card. And this is kind of like, just know that if you do get into a relationship, it's going to be a long process to make it what you want. And so that's both bad and good. Good knowing, okay, I'm prepared for this. Bad and knowing that it might take some time. And I pulled the hard work paying off card. So it's like if you put your mind to it, you can absolutely have it. It's just like I'm hearing it more as like a decision, Mama Odie. Like what is it that you want at the end of the day? And I pulled the observer card, so it's kind of like pulling back and looking at two things: the situation of the reading you got, and trust your intuition yourself on it. Like, what do you feel like was going on there? But then also be an observer to you and your emotions around having a relationship. Because maybe once you pull the emotions away from it, you look at it objectively, you might see that, oh, you know what, I don't want that, or oh, I do want that, but I've had so many things kind of like in my way. So yeah, just know that reading might have been a little bit off. It might not have been a reading, it might have been somebody telling you, but I do think in some sort of way it might be blocking you a little bit. Please tell me you're an Aquarius. Close. I'm a Pisces. Can I get clarification on the time frame of the job? What was your reading? I'm hearing 2 months right now. What was it? Okay, you didn't specify. I just heard 2 months. Silly rabbit. Where am I? Any tips on using a Ouija or spirit board? Why, yes, Chris. Chris, I did a whole video on that, so check out that video. Basically covered it all there. I went fully in detail. And I played with my friend, and it was a blast. It was very interesting, the results that we came out with. Thank you, Thomas. Are Kristen and I going to be together? Is she interested? I'm feeling drawn to these cards. Thank you, Sarah Rabbit. You got the 90-day cards too. I know that Karen is out there somewhere being like, why is it like all of a sudden my sales just going through the roof? Because she doesn't advertise herself at all. And so I'm like probably the only one that advertises the 90-day cards. Actually, I know she knows because she sent me a message one time and she's like, thank you for doing that video on it. I was like, thank you. Pisces girls. Yes. Okay. Thomas. I think we'll be caught up after Thomas. Are Chris and I going to be together? Is she interested? What is Christian feeling right now? I don't think she can see home with you. So I pulled this home card in reverse. And so maybe that's like long-term family stuff. Maybe it's just even like feeling at home in her, like with herself around you. You know, it could be that she's just like shy or uncomfortable. I think it's a lot because she needs to take time for herself right now. This is like the self-care card, and she's like not giving that to herself, not quite understanding like what she needs in this moment to make like better decisions. I just pulled a new romantic cycle begins, but I pulled it in reverse. New moon in Libra. I know this is specific, but it's like if she's a Libra, like it could definitely happen. So with like the home card, it could be like if you guys talk often, making her feel more comfortable around you, maybe communicating your long-term goals to see if like they match. So maybe, you know, these conceptions that she has in her head are not exactly true, and she'll realize like, oh, this is actually something that I do want. And then again, like with the self-care card, like if you are like on a speaking terms and it's not like weird to say so, you could just be like, oh, you know, make sure you take care of yourself, like get some sleep, like do you need some water? Like bringing that to her attention. So intuitively, I was kind of feeling like iffy. And I think that's because I'm just reading her right now where she is in the moment and know that the future can change. But this card is saying it's definitely a possibility. I think it's like, it's kind of on her for her to get out of the funk and to see you in a new light and see if like you two could match up energetically. Thank you, Thomas. Karen does do readings. So she kind of is only like referral based. She doesn't advertise herself, but she still like puts out a newsletter and lets us know like what's going on in her life, and we chat back and forth every now and then. I was thinking about uploading like a video that I did with her way in the past and see if she would be okay with it. But if you are ever interested, I can get you her information. She does charge, I think, $175 for an hour. So she's up there, but she is the best of the best. Whenever somebody is like, I need seriously good connection, I'm like, go to the person who taught me. She's amazing. When my cousin died, I was like, I have to put in the money to go see her because I trust no one else with this. It was a channeling and really messed with my head at the time. Oh, I'm sorry, Mama Odie. I see that happen so much with people. Like people who don't understand that psychics can be wrong, and they get so hung up on like something a psychic once said to them, and then it just like screws like with their whole perception of things, and it's so hard for them to come back from. And I've actually been thinking about doing a video about pick a card readings and how you should be listening to pick a card readings correctly, because I think you can totally get into an addictive habit with pick a card readings, and same sort of energy that I'm trying to say here of like, sometimes you don't understand like what's good for you and what's bad for you with psychic readings. Sometimes you just go in and blindly trust, and really at the end of the day you have to use your own intuition to make your decisions. And I feel like the majority of us know that, but if you're like new to all of this, you're just like, what? Okay, I'll do everything you say. Oh yeah, Yurika. For me, I just can't like stick to anything for 90 days so consistently. So yeah, doing them in a random order. And I think Yurika, that might be better for you because you're so like, you know, so much about this kind of stuff. Cause that first week is just like very introductory stuff. Let's see. And actually the cards that Yurika is talking about is like right there, that little yellow box. I think I'm going through an activation. My third eye's opening. I have so many questions. Well, you come to the right channel. Oh, and you said that. Oh, thank you, Ash. I am doing well. It's so good to see all my little green members in here. Alrighty, you guys. I think I'm all caught up on my donations. So let's do another free reading. I am thinking of a number. If you can guess the number that I'm thinking of, it's between 1 and 25, then you get the reading. We might have been here all night if I said any number. Shut up, Yurika. 22 right away, Yurika. So since Yurika already got a free reading, Yurika, pick somebody else to hand your reading to. I do that if more than one person gets the same reading, just to make it fair for everybody. Look at, Ash, you almost had it, girl. It's so funny. Some of you guys, like, I feel like you totally, like, are reading each other. So Yurika, give your reading to somebody else just to make it fair, and then we will read that person. The next person who typed 22. So Ash, Ash, look at you jumping in right at the end, getting a reading. So Ash, let me know what question you have, and I'll pull some cards. Yurika asks, can you tell me about your psychic place when you meditate? Heck yes. And that is going to be my next meditation video. It might be a few videos out, but it's like I plan about like 10 videos out, and it's on my list within the next 10 videos. I am going to do a meditation on how to find your psychic city. So a lot of it will be in that video, but my psychic place changes a lot. My psychic place used to be like a lighthouse that I like made up, and every time I would visit it, it would change. Like furniture would be added. I would find like a whole new room in it, or I'd find like a staircase, but usually I was in a lighthouse overlooking the water. But the thing is that it has to resonate with you, or else you just like, you don't like connect very well while you're there. Um, but yeah, I'll basically I'm going to lead you through a meditation to find your psychic place. And this is for anyone who's curious. Your psychic place is basically like a place you can go to whenever you're about to do a reading, or even if you're not going to do a reading. It could just be like a place where you go to hang out with your guides and chat with them, and just get random information. And I feel like a lot of times we only get readings, or we only work with our guides to get information for ourselves and for other people. But one of the things I feel like we fail to do a lot is just go play with our guides. And sometimes I go to my psychic place and set the intention to play with my guide. And, we just go do some fun, and like they'll like lead me through clouds, and we'll be jumping on clouds together. Just like, and it's very interesting what happens when you go in without an intention. And then what else was I going to say? A psychic place is also somewhere you can just start from. So if you are going to do a past life reading, if you're going to do a reading for somebody else, it's like a home base. And so sometimes I'll start in my psychic place, and I'll have like a door on my right, which is like where I will let your spirit guides walk into. And it's like, that's my door for other people. And this is my door if I want to go to my past lives. But a few of my other psychic places, I have it's like a campfire that's like deep in the core of the earth. I'm like just in this room that's made of dirt. It's just like a circular dome. There's really no way out, but it's very comforting to me. It's dark, and there's a fire in the center. And I have that lighthouse. I used to have a bathhouse, like a Greek bathhouse, but that stopped kind of like resonating with me, and I felt like I couldn't quite see it or grasp it as well. So I don't go there anymore as much. Another psychic place I have is just like literally on top of the clouds where I can see nothing. I mean, it's just clouds for endless miles, but anyway. Thank you, Ash. All right. So Ash says I'm needing messages on this direction to go, and I'm gonna pull these cards. I'm hearing to go the direction that's easiest first, like that's going to take the least amount of time, but that also you're excited about, like following your heart. Because you're seeing, I don't know if you have multiple options or you kind of looking at them all, or just like there's one big one, but you're looking at it like this big scary mountain. And I pulled this in reverse, which is basically just saying like it's bigger and scarier than you think. It's like when you're looking at the mountain, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to like traverse this thing crazy. I'm not going to be able to do it. It's going to take me so long. But you might not be realizing that the mountain is actually super small, or there's a way to go through it, or there's a way to go around it. So at least getting out of your head of like, this is difficult is going to help you make that decision. And then following your intention. This is magic prayer. And I think of this card like praying, saying a prayer is like saying an intention of like, what do I want? What do I want to manifest? She's got butterflies on her eyeballs also. There's a lot of butterfly energy coming through. Transformation, for sure. Or actually how better to receive messages from my spirit guide. I'll just pull one more card for that. I got the protecting treasure card, and I immediately thought, Ash, protecting your boundaries, protecting your energetic boundaries. So you know the difference between your energy, the person that's like literally next to you in the store, and then your guides. So maybe starting with boundaries, you'll have a better sense of what your guides are actually saying. And I'm hearing specifically like boundaries, like when you turn on your psychic ability and when you turn off your psychic ability, like make sure you're doing that. I know I have a spirit right here. When I'm confused on anything, I'm needing to know what signs to look for in order to better understand what message they want me to pick up on. Well, definitely those butterflies. The door looks like a heat wave. That's interesting. I think like a little, I always think of Chamber of Secrets with like the mouth. It's like a waterfall. I feel like you're answering your own questions of like, what are the signs for my intuition? It's like a door opening up. That could be one. Oh, a heat wave, like a wave of something. If you associate that with your third eye, then go with it. Go with those symbols that resonate with you. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people use clouds as their psychic place. It seems to be so comforting and so magical, and the only time we ever see it is through like a little window in a plane. I'm glad it resonated. Thank you, Ashy. Ashy? My dog is named Ash, so sometimes I say Ashy. Sorry. Awesome. Okay, I think you guys, I'm going to do one more for reading. And then after that, get your donations in if you absolutely need to know something before the night is over. Because if I'm going to do a ton of live readings this week and all of August, I got to keep myself on a better schedule. But do remember that tomorrow is our members only live. Are you like, you guys really can't hear that AC? It's so distracting. So yeah, tomorrow is members only live. So if you do want to come to tomorrow's live, make sure to become a member. I will also be getting on Saturday. So, and that will start our August fun of 2 live nights a week. Again, September, we're going to go back to normal. But October, we're going to have a bunch of Halloween stuff. It's going to be fun. You're welcome. All right. Hey, Esha. So how I do my readings is we do guessing games. And if you can guess what I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. So we're about to do our last one of the night, and then everything else is going to be donations. No, that's too easy. I am thinking of a guide, a mythical creature guide. If you can, I might have just given away too much, but if you can guess what I'm thinking of, then you get the reading. I feel spoiled with Lauryn's lives. It's definitely nice to be in those because, there's less people just naturally, and because of that, we get to chat more, and I don't miss all these comments and stuff like that. Thank you, Ash. Ash, were you wanting your reading? Because if so, I do $5 minimum, but if not, I can do like a yes or no question. But just to thank you. I just thought, thank you, Ash, you're sweet. Thank you, I appreciate that. All right. I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention at all. Fairy, Silly Rabbit, you got it. Wait, Silly Rabbit, did you have a reading tonight? Oh, you had a paid reading. So it's okay if you get a paid reading and you guess the game. That's kind of like my rule. So it was Fairy, Silly Rabbit. Let me know your question. But first, let me just get to Risa, because Risa's already got her question up. I'm still thinking about the messages you gave me for my earlier question. Would the relationship mentioned concern me and a family member who I consider a friend? Like, I'm hearing yes, and it's like the big determining factor is, do you give a lot to them, and are they asking for more? Like, that was like the big thing. But I'll pull some clarifiers on like who this person might be, just maybe to help me narrow it down. So give me some information maybe about their personality. They don't balance things well in their life. They might be going through some crap right now. This is like the Stormfields card. They might be going through things like all the time, it seems. Like there's constantly another disaster. I mean, it's somebody who is definitely like draining you of your energy. So if you're like thinking about somebody and it's like not quite draining you, it might not be them. Or, and I'm just assuming it's a person. That's what I was originally feeling. But again, it could be like a situation or it could even be like a past memory of somebody. and you could be like holding on to it as if it's almost fresh and still now. It could be a job. It's something in relation to home life. So that could be family. So maybe not job. Something in relation to like your home life. Oh, you said family member. That might heck be confirmation. Let me just see. I pulled this card with a woman on it, so I'm feeling like yes, it's that person that you're thinking about. And maybe this happened in the past, and maybe you're just like, I'm not quite sure. And maybe there's something that you're still like holding on to that's like preventing you from moving forward and like fully letting go. Ooh, the energy is gaining momentum right now. So I feel like it should be fresh on your mind. Like I feel like this might be something that's like happened more recently, and maybe it's unrelated. Maybe, this person said something to you in the past, and maybe gave you like some self-limiting belief about yourself of like, oh, you're not good enough. And then, recently you've, I don't know, struggled with like a job or something, and that self-limiting belief has been the reason why you're struggling with it. And then you're realizing, oh my gosh, like if I sit down and think about this, I had this because I was told that I wasn't good enough by this person in the past. So it could be that this might not have happened like super recently. Whatever it is though, it's like a question, what do you need to release? It's just like you're being so blatant. Work through your fears. And to Risa, like I always say, like I can be wrong. There can be times where I'm not connecting. There can be times when I'm not doing my best. And so if you don't resonate with this, it's okay to throw it out. It's okay to like not resonate with it at all. Jordan, yay! Jordan, I owe you a reading. I'm so glad you jumped in. I was just about to get off. Reset. Oh, I got you. I think I know exactly what it is. Thank you again. You're welcome, Reset. Let me just pull, because you gave me another 10. Let me see if there's anything else you need to know about this situation. I'm going to ask what it's doing to you. It's making you feel like you have to be perfect or that you can't change. It's making you feel like you're not complete. Like maybe heck, even that good enough talk that I was saying earlier might resonate. Deep knowing again. It's like, I think you know who it is and what it is. And it feels like something that outwardly you'd be like, well, it's not that big of a deal. Like I can let it go. But it feels like it's actually affecting you more than you realize. And it's okay to like let this person go or get distance from them for sure. Thank you, Risa. All right, just jumping back up here. Oh, yeah, sorry. So Silly Rabbit got the free reading, so I need to do that really quick. I am wondering, what was my past life history with the guy I have feelings for now, Miguel? Ooh. Miguel. I like that name. I always think of, what's that DreamWorks movie? Miguel and Tulio. There was definitely like an unhealthy relationship about like needing to be rescued. Like maybe he was like needing to be rescued by you or vice versa. Like you felt like he needed to come in. Like when I see this card, I think of like codependency, like not relying on yourself or your own intuition. Ouch, that bug bit me. And then I pulled Ghostlands card. And so I think when I pull that card, like I feel like it's just like emptiness, crickets. Like things are frozen over, things are stagnant. And so maybe in a past relationship, you guys had very like stagnant, not moving energy, codependent energy. And so I'm hearing that it could definitely be like if you're drawn together, maybe this is something that you need to heal in this lifetime. You don't have to, but you definitely didn't have it figured out last time you were together. cashing in my 30 from the last one. I'm pretty sure. So, Jordan, did you find that it did charge you 30? Because at the end of the night, I only saw 15. I double checked, and I think only half of it came through. But I will honor it either way. I'm turning this off. Because I can see all my super chats at the end of the night, and I only saw one. But I don't want you to think that I'm like stealing from you. Yeah, I think Silly Rabbit, you're drawn to it because you're like, I need to do it better this time. All right. Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any other donations. All right. All right. So Silly Rabbit came in and donated last week when I was having all those technical issues and then just like lost each other. And by the way, Jordan, like I have no idea what happened. My husband and I tested out everything. Like when we figured out it had to have been YouTube or it had to have been like our internet provider. Like I have no idea. It was so bizarre. But we've had success tonight. So yay, thank you, YouTube gods. I've been trying out this new form of a metaphysical training, and I wanted to ask what your intuition or guides say on that. And do you want me to do that full like $30 on that, Jordan, or would you rather like split it? Oh, okay, you said second question. Let's see. Ash, to answer your question really quickly, I have a whole video on how to psychic ability. And so I will describe it much more in detail there. So maybe watch this video when the live is over. But if you want even more information, that is what my basic psychic skills course is all about. First, part 1 is all about setting those boundaries because it's so important. Thank you, Rue. So Rue, really quick, I'm going to read Jordan because they donated last time and then they never got their reading. All right. My ears are a little plugged. Okay, so I've been trying out this new form of metaphysical training. I feel like you're trying out a new thing every week, Jordan, which is fine. But it makes me wonder, like, why it doesn't stick. I think that's where your guides are going first. Like, sticking with one of these things is going to yield a better result than just doing it, like, once. And I think sometimes maybe you start one of these things and it doesn't, like, have this perfect result first time around. And so then you just knock it and you're like, I'm done. I'm going to move on to something else. I'm feeling like, honestly, though, Jordan, how your guides are showing me all of these different things that you're getting into, it's kind of like you're adding to your toolbox. It's like, I see it as like you're learning this technique and you're learning that technique and this technique and that technique. And what you're going to end up doing is having this like toolbox of like different things to use at different moments. So I think the question isn't, will it work? It's like, what should you use it for? So like shamanic journeys I use for like a very specific thing, whereas meditation I'll use for something else. Automatic writing I'll use for something else. So it's about finding like the affinity that it has for you as like an intuitive person and then remembering it so that moving forward you're like, okay, tarot I use for other people. Automatic writing I use for like speaking to other people or like dead people or something like that. So I feel like none of it is bad. It's just you might, like I'm hearing the word hybrid, like you might end up having like a hybrid of all of these things that you've learned. Honestly, Jordan, I feel like you could be a teacher of some of this stuff. And I feel like you might like combine some of these things into like a very interesting like class or like, I don't know, a video. And you might have such an interesting way of like putting this all together because you've like taken the time to like educate yourself on it all. Ooh, that one. Ah, oh my gosh, these moon cards are just all over the place tonight. Oh, and to answer the question that I basically just asked Jordan, I feel like this new excuse me, training is going to help you more with like mending the past, the stuff in your life that might be like traumatic, or just even moving forward into the future, the things that need to like change or need to be healed. This training might be good for that. It might also be good when you need a little bit of bravery and courage and strength. But it's also okay to take a break from it. Like, I feel like maybe that's what is most needed right now. Maybe that's like where your doubt is coming from. Like, it's okay to just like take a week off of doing it. Like, it's okay. Anything done in excess is gonna like burn you out, is like what I'm hearing. Let's see. What else about this? Just gonna jump down and my ears suddenly just like won't pop. Ah. Yeah, sorry. Hang on, Rue. I won't forget about you. Just wanted to make sure Jordan didn't say anything else. Okay. What else about this metaphysical training? I basically have to like make up $30 worth for Jordan. So if you guys can be patient, I apologize. All right. I feel like with this specific training, it's not going to have exactly the results like you're hoping for, like this grand awakening or like huge transformation. I feel like it's just like a tinier tool in your box of tools. Slow and steady. And I feel like the slow and steady card is like how you're going to learn to do it more. It's like you're going to... What am I trying to... Like, I'm feeling it. I'm having a hard time articulating it. It's like how you're going to learn this practice. It might take a little bit longer for it to click. This person is wearing a butterfly mask also. So many butterflies tonight. So know that the process of learning this, or maybe even implementing it into your life, it's not going to be like super quick and like overnight. It might take a while for it to like click. And then I pulled the Golden Palace card. And I think what your guides are wanting to bring attention to is like, why are you getting in? Like, I feel like the big question tonight is just like, why? Why are you doing what you're doing? And I feel like maybe you came to this practice of, this training that you're doing out of a place of like feeling like you don't have what you need. So the Golden Palace in reverse is all about not being in touch with abundance and the abundance that's coming our way. And we can like look at our life and be like, oh my gosh, I have nothing. My needs and my wants aren't met. And so maybe that's what you were feeling like with your spiritual life. Like, I don't feel like I have what I need. It's not perfect. It's not where I want it to be. And because you were coming at it from a place of lack, I just feel like the expectations won't be met. So I think if you can move forward with this metaphysical training, but also accept the abundance that's already there and understand that this training is just a piece of the whole, and that you do have what you need to metaphysically get where you want. I don't know why I keep using that word. Intuitively get where you want. Spiritually is the word I want. Spiritually get where you are. Like, you know that all of the tools lie within. And I think as long as you understand that, this whole training will actually work out better for you. Again, I don't feel like it's wrong. I just feel like changing your expectations around what it's going to be and like how you're going to use it. Sorry, like 1 minute, 40 seconds behind. No worries. All right. Since, you know what, since Jordan's behind, I'm just going to jump forward to Rue so Rue doesn't have to wait. And then I'll jump back so then maybe Jordan can catch up. All right. Can you give me any insight about the groups competing for my alliance or allegiance right now? Better offer. Let's see. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Okay. So group A and group B is how I'm going to do it. One is one side. That's group A. This is group B. And I think you'll know. Group A is not good about working together. Like, they're not going to work with you to create things in the future. Like, I feel like this is career related, you know, and if that's the case, it's like, can we work as a team and be effective as a team? I don't quite feel like they have an understanding of doing that. Group B, I pulled the commitment card in reverse. And so to me, that says, are they really committed to having you there long term? And I think because of that, you know, they might change their mind on like how things are done or if they even still want you around. And so their commitment is definitely in question. Leaning more towards this group A. Group A, I pulled the milk and honey card. This is like abundance. You'll have everything you want and need. You just have to remember that they're not good at teamwork. And, you know, this is something that you can work on. Group B, their intentions are not the best. They might not want to stay committed to whatever they're offering you for as long. And I also pulled the deep knowing card, which to me says like you kind of know which one of these groups has the better offer and go with your gut on this. I feel like this deep knowing card had a second message. I feel like they are not using their intuition also. I feel like they are not in alignment with what they need to be doing and how they need to be doing it. So maybe that gives you some clarity on those two differences. I feel like if you're wondering if the group B has the better offer, the answer is no. And then if you're wondering if like there's an outside offer that's better, it feels like you'll have to create it. Like nobody's going to just drop it into your lap, if that makes sense. Thanks for being patient, Rue. Let me just pull one more card, Rue, just so like, is there anything to take away that will help you decide better? The answers are coming. Excuse me. The answers you need are coming. Honestly, if there's any ability, Rue, for you to let it like play out a little bit longer, I think you would actually realize that like one of them will start to show their true character. Like I literally pulled the Gemini, the twins. There's like two different faces. I feel like if you can give it a little bit more time, it's like they'll show their true colors pretty quickly. Alrighty, thank you, Rue. Okay, Jordan, thanks for your patience. Hopefully you're caught up now. Let's see. I'll get to your other question. Sorry. I want to make sure. I'm so glad, Jordan, you caught me. Get this done. Get you caught up. I've been feeling so guilty about it. Your second question is a basic one. Am I successful with my astral projection? Tried astral projection today to spar with my spirit guides and wanted to ask if I was able to do it. Well, Jordan, do you believe you're able to do it? Because I feel like that belief is like the whole part of it. It's like if you felt it and if you intuitively feel like, yeah, I did that, then absolutely. But if you're questioning if something even worked, I would venture to guess no. Like trust your gut there, which I know is like trusting your intuition, and sometimes you can't like totally rely on that because you're so like caught up into it. I do feel like you're overthinking things. Like to some level you did. It might not have been perfect, and I don't even exactly know what you're talking about, but I just ask the question that you ask and just get an answer. And just, sorry, to go back to your first question, are you astral projecting or are you successful? Your guides are saying define successful, because maybe that's where you're getting hung up. Like, what does it mean to have a successful astral projection? Because, like, in the end, it's not about like fully project yourself into some other place. It's about, did I connect? Did I get the answers that I wanted? Or not even that. Like, am I strengthening my intuitive connection? Like, I feel like that should more determine your success versus whether you feel like you're fully there. And I think the thing with astral projecting is sometimes when we're so caught up in needing to feel, needing to excuse me, needing to have like this human experience in the spiritual realm, like fully feel like we are somewhere else. It's like we're living in our human bodies for like a reason. And I'm specifically thinking of like starseed, and like, we chose to be here on this earth for that reason. And I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but I think it's kind of like you might have nights where, or like times where you astral project, but you don't quite feel like you were 100% there. But even 80% is awesome, and it's not about being perfect, because that perfection is unachievable. So I feel like if a little bit of you feels like you did, then absolutely you did. Let me pull some more cards on it. I just think that like human thing is like very important for you to hear. And maybe if you haven't read that book, check it out, because it's very like, you came here to have an human experience for a reason, and constantly trying to like get out of that, which I don't feel like you're constantly trying to do it, but they want you to understand, redefine your idea of success. But I feel like you are. Like, I just feel like it's not successful if it's like 100%, if that's what you're hoping for. Like, that's not happening, but you are connecting in some sense of the word. You might not be able to feel it or completely see it, or there might be like gaps in your memory, but that's okay. I did pull the time to go card, so maybe just try something else for a little bit. And sometimes, taking a break from it and coming back, it will actually make it easier. I think you're trying too hard to use like your analytical mind with it. Like, you're trying too hard to like really push it and make it work. And like, oh, am I reading all the things about astral projection and making sure I'm doing it perfectly? I pulled this card in reverse, which is like more about letting it flow, letting it happen, not trying to like search or pull, and letting it come to you, receiving and allowing instead of like searching or pulling or grinding. If you haven't, Jordan, watched on like my left brain, right brain analogy, like that's kind of like the vibe that I'm getting, is that you're trying to be too left brained about like something that's so right brained. But I also pulled the poise card, which to me is like, yeah, you're totally doing it. You're in the perfect spot. Like, that's exactly what that card means. Like, perfect place, perfect time. Yeah, I literally pulled time to give rather than take, which to me is like time to receive rather than like, right brain instead of left brain. Sorry, it got like so quiet in my room here. It's a little bit distracting. I've had this message like twice today. This is like a side note, and it's like everything is like quiet, like too quiet. I've had these moments today, and I'm like, what does that mean? Does that mean something bad's gonna happen? I don't know. Anyway, Jordan, let me know if you have any like final questions just to like wrap that up. Let's see, staying. Oh, I'm just now catching all your things. I feel like there are times where it's hard projecting outward and hard to differentiate astral and mental. Gotcha. Staying conscious. Sorry, guys. It's not fully astral projection for me. It's too difficult putting my body in an unconscious state while your mind is conscious. Oh, yeah. Totally get what you mean there. Yeah. Partial projection. Sitting in meditation and letting your intention carry your consciousness and thus your body to a specific place. I think you're totally doing it, Jordan. You just, you might be like not doing it 100% of the time, like fully for like the full 10 minutes, but that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. One more, actually. Yeah, let me know. Let me just catch up on some of these. Thank you, guys. Sorry, I'm reading Jordan because they donated like last time when I was having all sorts of technical issues, so I owe him. Or sorry, I always forget if you're him or her, if I should call you they. I'm trying to get really better about that, like saying, not trying to be so gender specific because it really bothers people. And I'm doing my best, but I'm bad at it. Thank you, Ash. How do I turn off my psychic ability? What happens if I don't? Okay, so again, Ash, check out my video for the more analytical version, but I will intuitively, specifically tune into this question because maybe, you have different advice there. But my point is, I don't want to like give you the same advice as that video, but check that video out because it's still the same. Okay. One of the things you can do, and I always forget giving this advice. This is great. One of the things that you can do to turn off your psychic ability is ask a guide. Ask a guide to come in and help you shut it down. So sometimes if you feel like you just don't have the power to do it yourself, specifying your psychic guide, a guide that helps you out with all psychic related things. To me, that's an owl. That's my owl guide. He will always help me with that. So finding, Ash, a guide that represents like intuition to you. If you aren't sure, you can do a meditation and ask for like a guide to come in and say, I need a guide who is going to help me with my intuition. You can even do it like through automatic writing. And that like is your prompt, or you can even do automatic drawing. But maybe having a guide around you will make you feel like you can shut it off a little bit better. Make you feel like you're not so alone and that you are supported. See if there's anything else there. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm also picking up, Ash, that like part of it is like the timing of this. Like you might be having a little bit of difficulty turning it off based on like what's going on in your life. Okay, it could be several things. It could also be that like the time of day that you're doing intuitive work, or maybe trying to turn on and off your ability, is just not conducive. And I don't mean like in a like, oh, you can only do this work at 3 a.m. because that's when ghosts are out. No, I mean more like, are you trying to like connect and do this work like right before you leave work, and then you have a hard time shutting it off and it's like affecting your work. So be conscious of like when you're doing it. Like if you're doing it right before bed, sometimes it can be a lot harder to shut things off. But ultimately I'm getting that. Also understand, Ash, that this might be happening for a reason. Your guides are calling you to have better boundaries. And so maybe saying, okay, guides, I hear you. Thanks. I will do better. But can we shut this down? I feel like there's a lesson here that you need to learn about just not being too open. Ooh, interesting, Ash. And so then the card I pulled, this last one, is the tribe, and I'm getting and being like a part of like a spiritual group. Maybe you actually do better learning about things like with other people. So like signing up for like a metaphysical class, like with other people there. That might actually help you because you can talk to people, you can get like one-on-one advice. You might like hear other people share things and you're like, oh, that's a great idea. I should do that. Let's see. What happens if you don't turn off your psychic ability? I'll say Lauryn advice or Lauren's answer is you'll stay open to too many things and you could invite in everything that you don't want. And you can, when you don't turn it off, you're constantly staying in that zone of receiving information, and it's just going to drain you. Like, that's what's going to happen. And yeah, they absolutely, you can pick up on way too much. That's basically what empaths struggle with, is sometimes they are so open and they feel other people's feelings. And I know that's more clairsentience, but because of that, they have a lot harder time shutting things down. And so they're constantly picking up everybody else's stuff. Oh, and so I pulled a card to answer your question too, because I'm curious what the non-analytical Lauryn advice is. So what happens if I don't? You're not able to regenerate. Like, you're not able to move forward because you're not in control of your boundaries. And I feel like, actually, Ash, like, a lot of this, like, boundary setting with your psychic ability is going to help you with, like, personal relationships. Like, it's going to translate to relationships in your personal life. And because of that, what was I going to say? And because of that, it's like, it's preventing you from moving forward. It's preventing you from, like, having better relationships. So there might be, like, more at play here than just, like, tuning in psychically with your guides. But absolutely, there is definitely picking up too much, and there's picking up things when you don't want to. Again, like that video, the first part of it in the introduction, I kind of explained, like, why you want to shut off your psychic ability. And the other thing too is, like, you can't constantly be on top of, like, all day, every day. You can't, like, ignore all the negativity. And so you're just going to come into contact with that naturally. If we lived in a world where everyone had positive, amazing energy, it wouldn't be a problem. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So you'd be constantly, like, letting it in. And a big word that I keep hearing is, like, draining yourself, for sure. Ash's question, I need help also. Thank you, Ash. Yeah, check out that video. Have you guys seen that? I'm curious. Maybe I need to elaborate more the next time I create that video. And in my course, I give a bunch of exercises. And I will say visualization exercises, like imagining shutting a door on the top of your head, turning off a light bulb, doing a ritual that says my psychic ability is on and now it's off. Doing something like that can really also help you. Calling it an early night. Have a good evening, all. Thank you, Rue. Good night. Scratch that. That would be all. Thank you. Thank you, Jordan. I'm sorry about all the confusion with that last week. I'm so glad I caught you. Let's see. I see owls for wisdom. I see lions, like, from Egypt, which is weird. Ooh, interesting. Dude, I feel that tribe thing. Absolutely. Sometimes, literally, like, and I think that's why I am doing the work that I'm doing, is it because I had such a perfect start and introduction to this. I had a teacher who taught classes in person, who did, like, a curriculum style, and I learned with a bunch of people, and I actually had to practice on real volunteers. Like, I had the perfect, most idyllic, like, learning experience about the intuition process, and not everyone has that. And so I feel like one of the things I'm being called to do is give those resources to you guys, especially now that the program that I took no longer is in existence. Spirit that tries to come in. Yeah, for sure. That can definitely happen. Dude, I'm so drained. Exactly. Shut it down. Focus on boundary exercises, boundary meditations, You can also like put a bubble around yourself, Ash, and make that bubble out of bricks. Nothing can get through that bubble besides your energy. Ooh, another one that someone came up with in my classes back when I was learning is they said, I make a bubble, but I make it a bunch of mirrors facing myself. So it's only me. I can only see myself. I had a weird dream at like 2:50 a.m. My mom was in it, and I saw myself giving her a hug, but then out of nowhere, she had a panic attack. And I find out next day she had an MRI appointment. She's claustrophobic and fears MRIs. Interesting. Well, Silly Rabbit, if you want to go into dissecting it, that's tomorrow's like exercise that we're doing in our members only live. We are doing a dissection of a dream. So I'm walking you guys through how to decode a dream. So that's like one of the things about our members only lives is we always start with an exercise to always develop your psychic abilities. So that's the homework for tomorrow. Oh, look, I have 11 people watching and 11 likes. 11. My guides were really hitting that home today. Yes, Ash, and just know if any of you guys are really struggling, again, buy my courses because a lot of this I go into more detail on my courses. If you need more personalized help too, I have consulting sessions that are specifically like they're like a combo of me giving you exercises to really like work on something for yourself. They're also like me giving you a reading and I just help you out and ask you questions, like more one-on-one. So if like you really need help with stuff like that, I am available to give you something a little bit more personalized. Gasp. Alrighty, you guys, thank you so much. I think I'm going to wrap it up here tonight. Nobody send me a donation because then I'll have to read you next time. So tomorrow night's live is members only. So if you want to join us tomorrow night, feel free. Otherwise, I will see you guys again Saturday because August we are doing 2 live streams a week. September we'll jump back down to 1 a week. It's just going to be like a fun August thing that I'm going to do. October we are going to have all sorts of fun Halloween videos. So let me know kind of what you want to see for Halloween. If there's anything like spirit spooky related, I want to do that for October. Let's see. What else do I need to say? If you're not going to join us for a members only live, again, I'll see you Saturday. Every Tuesday, that will be like the consistent date, and I'll keep you guys updated on like what other night I'm going to do that week. It's probably going to change week by week depending on like where I can squeeze it in. But yeah, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram if you're not already. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos. I will say that I'm trying to get into the habit of premiering my Friday videos, and I try to be in the live chat to answer your guys' question as we watch it all together. So turn on your notifications so hopefully you can chat with me, ask your questions. This week's video is going to be, I'm really excited for it. It's going to be little psychic things you can do every day to kind of strengthen your abilities, little psychic games you can play. And these are like little things every day that don't really require you to like sit down and like do this like huge extensive thing. It's like little quick things that as you're going about your day, like you're shopping, you're doing this, you're that, you can do these exercises to constantly just stay in that creative mind. Now, Ash, you don't do that. You need to shut it off first. But assuming that you are like on top of your boundaries and you can shut it off, this is great little exercises for you. So that's this week's video. And then I can't remember what the week is after that. Let's see. Anything else? Also, remember, you guys, you can book personal readings with me. A lot of people have been asking that in my comments. I've gotten a lot of messages of like, how do I book a reading with you? It's like, just go to my website. It's right there. Big letters, readings. And then let's see. And then just remember too, I have those memberships. If you are not a member, check them out because I haven't talked about it at all tonight. Members only lives get you into members only lives. The next tier up will get you members only videos. And so those videos are exclusive videos to my members. So it's a whole new video every month that only members get to see. And the great thing is you get all the past videos that I've done too, if you sign up for that. yeah, guys, I think that's it. I will see you guys. I will see some of you tomorrow. I will see the rest of you maybe Saturday or next Tuesday. Alrighty. Thank you guys. I had so much fun tonight. I can't wait to see you all again. Bye. This is the awkward part.